All right. So, yesterday evening, for the first time in like 3 years that I remember, the Tuesday night No Jumper show didn't happen. And I'm sure many people were anticipating what was going to come. But I'll be honest with you, I actually didn't expect that. I thought that the show would go on. But yeah. So of course I did a little bit of research to see if there was any commentary made on the show not happening. I went to the No Jumper Reddit and I saw that they shared what looked like an IG story post from Adam22 featuring his Birkenstocks that he loves to show us all. And basically, it said that House Phone was already on the way to do the show. And he called him to let him know that they were going to be not doing the pod tonight until he got things right with him. Automatically, this should sit strangely. This should be well, not weird, not unexpected, but let's cut to the chase here. This is not about House Phone. Nothing Adam22 does is ever about anybody else. It is most often usually about himself, making himself look as good as possible. And unfortunately, I'm not going to sit here and say that he tries to make everybody else around him look as bad as possible, but I will say that there is no collateral for, like, there is no love lost for trashing and humiliating any of his employees. He has no problem with that. But this would have been a live stream with a bunch of people who are not feeling very well about the situation, and he, I'm sure, was extremely anxious about what could have possibly been said that he had no control over. If you know Adam22, he's a control freak. He wants to control the literal things that come out of people's mouths whenever they're on camera speaking, especially on behalf of his company. And for him to have this blow up in the way that it did shows absolute thoughtlessness from a person who is supposedly so calculated. It's very interesting to me. That's why I keep making videos about this. I would be lying to you if I wouldn't say that this isn't something like, I woke up, I thought about my girlfriend, I texted her and said, I love you. And then I immediately was like, all right, now what's going on with this No Jumper situation? Because this is, this is something that before I've even started making YouTube videos, I make a lot of, I don't want to say I make a lot of, I used to make a lot of IG story posts and stuff like that, just talking the same way that I do on my YouTube videos. And I've been saying for a long time that because of all the stuff that is happening at No Jumper, it's just not sustainable. It seems like they don't even talk about actual hip hop anymore, which is a shame because and it may be a two-sided thing, meaning that because there hasn't been too much good music released lately, No Jumper is usually how I find out about good music. So they haven't had too much good music to talk about because it hasn't been out. I haven't had too much good music to discover because they're not talking about it. I don't know which one's coming first. But that's what's been opening up so much room for them to talk about in-house drama. And like I said, I didn't expect the show to not happen, but it does make sense in the grander scheme of things. And basically, I think I'm not going to say that No Jumper is over because there's a lot of people who like these situations blow over, even though it was very, very intense. I actually don't think that if No Jumper ends, it's not because of the situation. It's because of everything adding up and people finally deciding that it's time to go. But honestly, not only do I think that the people who are currently at No Jumper very well may not leave, I think that if they were to leave, Adam22 would just refill their spots instantly and No Jumper would continue on, kind of in the similar fashion of the Joe Budden podcast, with the same lack of success moving forward. And I say all that without knowledge of their monetary success. I'm just talking about for viewership. I know I immediately stopped watching it. Like the Joe Budden podcast was one of my favorite things. And then, yeah, as soon as that happened, I stopped from that episode forward. When Rory and Mal left, it just wasn't interesting anymore. It wasn't the same thing I signed up for. And slowly but surely, No Jumper has been going in the same direction. I mean, since the rearrangements that were made so easily on the Disconnected show, I didn't like the way, and then that totally destabilizing into Blasey taking leadership and all that stuff. It was a bunch of bad moves, and it really showed that there wasn't too much business loyalty to the tenured employees. And that is unfortunate in any type of a company, especially one that is supposed to be so small and close-knit. I really want to see this get addressed on camera. Like, I don't know if we will get the satisfaction of seeing everything that should be said on camera and being able to witness it, especially not with how calculated Adam 22 is. But I think it's funny, like, at least show a little bit of humility to allow yourself to have this exposure on camera. Like, he really wants it to happen privately in the background so that, you know, he can do damage control. And it's just like, bro, you weren't worried about any of that at the beginning of this situation. It's so funny how as soon as it comes back to impacting you, now it's the most, under closed doors. We're stopping shows for the first time in 3 years. Like, it's absolutely unprecedented, for one. But I'd be lying to you if I didn't say it wasn't super duper 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 interesting. So I'm going to be staying tuned just like I'm sure all of you are, and I'll be uploading my videos just like I usually do. Have a good day.